When you look at the problems of things like plastic pollution, if you want to get serious about how we solve those problems, the first thing you have to do is get to the root of where are these problems originating.
There were times we hit walls of garbage that was so disgusting. You just couldn't believe it. For as far as you could see in the ocean was just garbage.
I think human beings, by our very nature, want to be inspired. You know, we want to feel passion in our lives. We want to be a part of things that are driven by purpose.
I do feel like a responsibility to give back, and I always feel like that to give back to the kids, and like, you know, hopefully they could have a better ocean than I even had in the future.
As I really considered what can activate this massive global shift, you know, what I really started to lean into was storytelling. I believe that the influencers, the influential people in our world who have a significant voice can be, should be, the human beings that really activate this, that really help drive this message. People that have a tremendous audience, people that all the rest of us look up to.
I thought, well, I think that you could make a company that could fix those aspects of it. So the social compliance aspect and the environmental side of textiles. And so you could put the supply chain together right and make a company that was being responsible for people on the planet.
It's like, it's perfect because it's something I want to do. It's not like a paid post or just like, yeah, just give me a check, whatever. I don't really care. It's not aligned. This is so aligned that I'm like, let's go.
It's elite athletes like Kelly Slater and Carissa Moore and Kai Lenny and Koa Smith. You know, it is world-changing authors like Charles Eisenstein. It's thinkers like Daniel Schmachtenberger. It's politicians on both sides of the aisle, by the way. This is not partisan at all.
Took our foam and threw it in the ocean. In a very short time, it would come apart and break down back into, you know, chitin.
Let's make something awesome that contributes to the environment.
This could impact the world in such an extraordinary way.
Once we had the outdoor industry catalyzed around this movement, then from there we invite the rest of the supply chain. The food companies, the beverage companies, the building products companies, the medical device companies, the automotive companies, the aeronautic companies, all the e-commerce retail brands, apparel companies of all shapes and sizes. You invite them and say, this is what we want to do together. Please come along with us. And by the way, your story can be awesome too. I have never been so hopeful and so optimistic about anything in my life, because as someone who sits in the supply chain and sees how all these problems are created, I also see where the solutions are.
That'll actually put a loop of paper around product and replace plastic, but we could not find a way to adhere it. So we solved that. We solved that today with this technology.
I see it. It's right there in front of us. It just takes a pivot. It just takes a change of consciousness and a change of priorities. And not completely. It's just a shift. And once we start moving in that direction, the results, the impact will be really obvious. And then once that momentum really starts going, it will build, the energy will build, and more ideas will come to bear.
It really is a pretty elegant, an elegant system and an elegant display. I mean, I think that the real next test would be like actually for the consumer unboxing it and pulling them out.
And so by being in this automated stream, we can now create these bags and hopefully have less impact on the entire supply chain to fulfill them.
And people will have other world-changing suggestions, and we can implement all these other strategies. All that stuff is just waiting to happen, but we got to get started.
It's abundant. It's almost solely available from waste. Incredible material properties, and we know it can be turned into bioplastic. But what bioplastic?
This is game-changing. Congratulations, guys.
The use of product, getting the most out of everything, and to the next generation that we're talking to now, sustainability means climate advocacy, it means legislation, it means working towards preserving and saving our planet. And we're kind of in this middle ground with packaging where a lot of the population, a lot of the consumers really think about sustainability as actual material recycling.
And to me, the way we get started is activating the influencers in our society to help us market, brand sustainability as the way we do business in America, the way we do business around the world.
I just felt like I bloomed into the person that I was meant to be by kind of not sticking within the box that was always shaped by the industry, and like taking a step out and trying to draw my own canvas.
This is how we do it. We value life as a part of how we do business. And I think if we do that, we can truly solve these problems and create a really beautiful place on this planet. This can be a beautiful story of redemption for our generation and all generations.